Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of my live tea tasting. I got an exciting blend for you guys tonight. Sorry, I'm trying to get the right seat. There we go. Sorry about that. I was trying to get the right seat. I'm a little bit rusty. I've been away for about a month now. As some of you have seen the stream, I was in India for the past for the previous 2 weeks. And hey, Sneha, welcome. And I am back and ready for action. I am thrilled for tonight's. Hey, Miriam, welcome. I am thrilled for tonight's blend because it's something that I've been dying to try. I've been sitting on it for a while. Hey, Dark Phoenix, welcome, and thank you for the 14-month subscription. I can't believe I've been twitching for 14 months now. It feels like it was just yesterday when I started, but thank you so much. Anyway. So a little bit of a recap. Hey Ma, welcome. A little bit of a recap. I spent 2 weeks in India and it was an unbelievably wonderful time, life changing, and I'll talk about that a little bit at the end of the stream. But I am back now and I am ready for action. So tonight's blend is something that I've been sitting on for since about Christmas time, and I have been curious about it. I finally got a chance to open it and experience it with you guys tonight. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Stephen Smith Tea Maker's Ice Cream Royale. And now this is something that, just the name really grabbed me, and I am seriously dying to try. Now this blend is in a tea bag form, so it's going to be, I'll show you guys in just a moment. But it's got milk oolong, which off to a great start already. I love milk oolong. Candied sugar. I don't know how you candy sugar. Oh, it was before Christmas? Oh yeah. I mean, we spent Christmas in India, but around Christmas time, which I appreciate. Oh, and a shout out to Miriam who actually bought me this and wanted me to try it. So this is for you. Candied sugar, which I don't know how you would candy sugar, but whatever. Sarsaparilla root, chamomile petals, amaretto, double fold vanilla extract, and sea salt. So already we're off to a really great start. So we'll take a look at the blend itself in this convenient little pouch. Now you can see right off the bat, it's very contrasting. You have black petals and white, well, not petals, more like pebbles, I guess. Yeah, you have a lot of black and white tones. There's not a whole there's not a whole lot of other color in that. So the black petals are the milk oolong. Now, as you remember, milk oolong is processed. What they do is they roll it up and they bruise it, and then they roll it up, then bruise it, then heat it, then pull it out, roll it up, bruise it, roll it up, bruise it, and they do this multiple times until it's hard like a pebble. And it's amazing stuff. It comes out super sweet, and kind of on the vegetal side, but it blends really well, especially with other sweet things. Now you can see in the middle those white chunks. That's actually, I guess, the candied sugar. It looks like it's just rocks of sugar. And I don't know what they do. I guess they I don't know how you would candy sugar. Maybe they just dip it in a kind of sweetener and then let it harden. I don't know. But this is rock sugar. And you can see the little petals at the bottom. That looks like it's all chamomile. Just the chamomile petals. Usually you get the actual bud of the chamomile if it's just the tea, but in this case, it looks like it's only the petals. So as we take a look at it, you can see right off the bat, it's really translucent. You can see my hands right through it. It's just the big chunks of sugar. Yeah, I mean, essentially that's what it's gonna be. I'm not sure the process of candying sugar, because I mean, I would imagine sugar itself is just candy, but whatever. I'll leave that to the tea makers to decide. But yeah, like this, the liqueur is like a very yellowish, greenish kind of liqueur that you would get from the oolong generally, and it's super duper clear. Now I have to say this the scent of it has been very strong, very sweet, and it's kind of it's kind of got like a little bit of a spiciness to the scent. It almost smells. I'm assuming it's part of the amaretto. You get that kind of stinging almond kind of scent to it. That's really prevalent. Ooh, so sweet. I'm gonna go ahead and take my first sip. Ready? Ooh, that is nice. The vanilla is really strong. Let me try it one more. Oh, that is beautiful. Yeah, that's amaretto. It's like that little bittersweet kind of connotation to it. And it has, like with the vanilla and the sugar, it has almost a coconut context to it. Now, there is no coconut in this. So if you're allergic, like some people, my wife over there, she's allergic, but it makes for a pretty good substitute. It's really naturally sweet. And that vanilla in there is just like, it's really prevalent. So it actually sweetens the sweetness, if that makes a mistake. But that is not a HIPAA violation. HIPAA is specifically for medical like procedures and stuff like that. It's okay. All right. So anyway, so if you take a look at the way that this looks, so there is a huge. Oh, I'm already making a mess. There's a huge difference. Like, I gotta move the tea out of the way so that it doesn't drip into it. There's a huge difference between this and this. Size-wise, it jumped up at least 2 or 3 times the size, and that's because the milk oolong in there has expanded a lot. So already it's going to be growing in size. But if you also take a look, and you'll notice the difference in color, there's barely any white stuff anymore. And that's because all the sugar has granulated into and mixed into the tea itself. It just diluted it, and now it's completely gone. I don't even see it anymore. All I see are the little yellows of the chamomile. Oh, I made a big old mess. I'm going to have to clean that up later. So, rip open the bag? I could. Yeah, you know what? Let me get the scissors. So yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to rip it because it'll probably make a bigger mess than it should. Alright, so I'm going to take out the tea bag and leave my handy dandy bowl. Do you know what they are? Do I know what is? The white thing, or? So I'm going to go ahead and push it through. It's being a little bit stubborn. Do I know where the scissors are? Yes, for once I actually know where the scissors are. I don't have to tear the apartment down trying to find them this time around. But now, there we go. Actually, ooh, that was a good idea to open up the bag, because now we're looking at some really big chunks of tea. Check that out. So you see, it's gone from like little teeny tiny pebbles to huge chunks. I gotta like raise it up a little bit because I'm working with 2 cameras here. So let's go ahead and open up one of these. And the milk oolong, these leaves are a little bit mushy, a little bit fragile. Let me see if I can roll it open. There we go. So you see these tea leaves are a little bit broken, but still in pretty good shape. Like it's big and fluffy, and we have ones like this that have still the stem attached to it. Oh, it didn't break, but like it's not as big as I thought it would be. If I can just open this ever so gently. Okay, well, it doesn't seem to be cooperating because it's wet and mushy. But as you can tell, all of these oolong leaves are just one leaf. It's not the two leaves in a bud that you usually find in the standard pluck. I'm trying to find like a really good example. Okay, well, maybe. Here we go. Okay, we got this. This one still has some. Yeah, here we go. This one, it's a little bit ragged. I can feel on the edges over on this side that it's really still kind of rigid and hard, and that's because it was curled up in such a way that the water never got to penetrate the edge. So it's still a little bit. It's still a little bit. I'm working with this thing here. It's still a little bit hard on the side. It feels like grainy sand, but you know that's what happens when the water doesn't touch it. All of this part is floppy and wet and like basically like spinach. Oh, here we go. Something close to two leaves and a bud. It's two leaves. See, it is still connected. So this was a bit of a hard pluck, but it's looking good. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna stop playing with my leaves now because this is taking up a little bit more time than I thought. But yeah, so you can see the difference between the sizes. It just pretty much blew up, and that's a gorgeous thing. Oh, that's wonderful. It's really, really sweet. Now, the only thing that I'm wondering is whether or not this oolong has been treated beforehand. Because some milk oolongs get flavored in like a butter spray. So if it tastes too much like movie popcorn, you'll know that it's been flavored, and that's kind of like the artificial stuff. You never want to go for the artificial stuff if you're looking for totally organic. Does it taste like ice cream? It actually does. It tastes surprisingly accurate for vanilla ice cream. Hey, Valerie, welcome. It's like the flavor is contradiction because like when you usually eat ice cream, you eat it when it's frozen. This is really like hot ice cream. It captured the flavor pretty well. It does have a kind of buttery flavor to it, so I'm assuming that the you know what? Instead of me assuming, let me see if I can catch anything in the leaf itself. But I'm assuming that it was flavored, that they used flavored milk oolong before they packaged this. So on top of everything else that they added, you have that buttery flavor to it. I am getting a little bit of that butter, but it's really, really difficult because of all the sweetness surrounding it. Like I smell more of the vanilla, the amaretto. I smell now. Add creamer. I actually don't have any creamer. I ran out. I need to get more. But yeah, like I smell. I think that this has been that they use flavored milk oolong for it. Which I mean, it makes sense. They're not trying to be completely organic on these on this blend, or at least they use a bunch of different things. Oh no, it's okay. Like Oh, are you saying no to the creamer or no to using the oolong, like flavored oolong? Because I mean, like in a case like this, I don't expect to have like truly authentic oolong. It's just that they're adding sweeteners to it, so you might as well just use a sweetened oolong in its place. What's the name of this tea you want the taste? You want the taste? It's called Ice Cream Royale, and it's from Stephen Smith Tea Maker. Hey, maybe they're one of your relatives. Their name's Smith too. If they are, let me know, because I can get in there. Make some connections. I was really impressed by their aged white peony. The last year. Last year was my last stream. I haven't seen you guys since last year. So funny. That joke never gets old. Hey, Nicole, welcome. Saw you pop in for a second there. Oh my god, but I digress. This is a really well-flavored tea. Thank you. And I don't feel so bad about them using the, better late than never for sure. I don't feel bad about them using flavored oolong because, it does have its place, and you would want to have an enhanced flavor if you're putting so much into an ice cream flavored tea. So yeah, I get it. I wasn't looking for a completely organic, completely authentic also experience for this. This one is a dessert one. It's good for a day, It's just, if you want something sweet, I would go for this no problem. And sarsaparilla root is something that also you don't find very often in tea, at least in my experiences. I've seen it here and there, but I did find the only other prevalent place that I've seen sarsaparilla root was in Wild Bill's soda. They do have a sarsaparilla blended soda that is just out of this world. I love it. So that's like just the one and only time that I've actually seen it on a regular basis. But other than that, I've just seen sarsaparilla here and there. Oh, excuse me. And it's not too prevalent, but it really does make it enhances the sweetness of the tea very well. Okay, so questions, comments, anything you want to talk about, now's the time. I'm opening up the floor. You can even include questions about India. I don't mind. I had an incredible experience out there. So yeah, I'll be happy to talk to you guys about it. I don't really have any announcements for the upcoming community activities at the moment because I'm working on some things. Why were the plants cut in India? That's a low ball question, but I appreciate it. So, she's talking about the experience that we had with India, where we left the, what was this? Did you get your other tea from the mailroom? Yes, I did, and I appreciate it. We got them both. I thought I mentioned that. Sorry if I didn't. But they cut the tea in India, and it's only in Assam, I found out, where they cut the leaves completely off during the winter. And you go by, when you're driving down the street in Assam, you go by, you see like some patches of, like huge patches of tea gardens, just no leaves at all. Like all you have are sticks coming out of the ground. And it was kind of disheartening. But then other patches, they had full bushes, full-ish. I mean, they were still kind of short. But that broke my heart a little bit because, I wasn't going to go to the tea farm for a couple days, and I was like, God, I hope that's not what the tea farm looks like now. Because then I go over there for nothing, just for a bunch of sticks coming out of the ground. And that would be heartbreaking. But for those who've seen the stream, you know that's not what happened. And I'm like, thank God, you know, because that would have just broken my heart to make the trip all the way over there for nothing. But they cut the tea plants in India strictly because that is the longest season. Winter is the longest. Okay, no, let me back up a little bit. In Assam, winter affects the tea more than in other regions. So they cut down the bushes so that the bushes don't waste energy creating new leaves while they're dormant. So basically, okay, what I mean to say is I know it's kind of like it makes sense in my head. But when the plants are dormant and their leaves on there, the leaves take energy to maintain because you know it's a part of the plant. It's trying to stay alive. When you completely make the the bushes barren, it stores up the leaves. It stores up the energy without sprouting new leaves, so it doesn't waste the energy on a plant that's not going to thrive until 2 months down the line, 2 or 3 months. So they only do this in Assam apparently, because in other regions the weather is mainly the same even through winter. It doesn't change enough for the plants to give up. Basically, they don't go into hibernation as long. So Assam is the only place that like really breaks down their leaves and maintains it up until what was it, February, around like the end of February, early March. So in all that time, it's just holding on to its energy and holding on to its energy, and then once the season is up, it starts to sprout the leaves again, and that's when basically everything turns back on. Another thing that I noticed, and I absolutely love this, is the fact that the entire fields were irrigated, and they had long rows of holes dug into the garden to spread water everywhere you went. So there were trenches everywhere. There were bridges to get across, and you know, like just a whole network of irrigation. It was a beautiful sight and really interesting because it was not just man-made but also natural. Like there was a few rivers that had gone through, and that helps the irrigation. But when we were there, I mean, everything was kind of dried up. They said that it's a lot due to the natural ones anyway. There's a lot due to climate change, and the rivers had mostly dried up. I mean, there was still some water there, but there was a huge difference. So in the meantime, they are working on systems to bring water into the area in a man-made fashion, so that they don't have to worry too much about everything the season's going dry. It's kind of sad. Hopefully things change enough that they can reverse it, because I would hate to live in a world where the Camellia sinensis assamica suffers that much, you know? Because it's just a link in the chain. And you break one link, it's going to affect the others. So it broke my heart to see it firsthand. I mean, you're always, like, you hear the news and you're aware of it, but sometimes it takes going to a different part of the world to actually see it in action. And it's really, really sad. Ooh, that was good. Okay. questions, comments. Now is the time. I didn't answer Teresa's question, which I usually do. What would I pair this with? Oh, and I forgot to do the Thomas taste too. All right, I'm going to do the Thomas taste real quick because I'd be a little bit disappointed if I completely forgot. Oh wow, that really overtakes your mouth. Like right now, my palate is just all sweet. Would having this with ice cream be too much? It depends on your tolerance for sweetness. I mean, I think that having the ice cream oolong as an iced tea would be really good, and then to pair it with ice cream would be even better. I wouldn't try to make this as a float because it might be too much of a contrast. But I can see melting down ice cream and using it as a creamer. That might be a better use of the ice cream on itself. You know, instead of using it as like an ice cream float, you just get soupy ice cream. But if you use the ice cream as a creamer, I think that could go a long way. That actually sounds really good. Kind of like a tea milkshake. My mad scientist brain is working. maybe if I did it with what was that, the Harry Potter latte? that would be good. I would give that a shot. Woof, my God. Okay. As I said before, no announcements. I'm trying to think, because I mean, there's so much that happened in India that I want to talk about, but can't yet. Some big things are happening though. Let's just say I got to meet some very interesting people in the biz, and we're working on something. Whether it comes to pass or not, only time will tell. But in the meantime, yeah, things are happening. Hey Jen, welcome. Oh my God, I'm so hot right now, and like it's I feel like there's a new beginning happening. You know, I brought home a tea bush. No, I absolutely did not bring home a tea bush, mainly because it would be illegal. First off, I wouldn't be able to get that past customs. Even if I were to bring a cutting of a tea leaf, I could get arrested for that. And thank you, Sneha. I appreciate that. I am pretty hot. And you said, Valerie, you said I cannot wait to hear about my trip to India, even if it's a documentary. It would be a very short documentary because a lot of it was personal. Oh no, that's okay. I heard. A lot of it was personal. A lot of it was just meeting family. A lot of it was just experiencing time with the family. But if I were to talk about the tea side of it, it would be short, but it would be super interesting. So maybe I could do it like a half-hour special or something. I don't know. Maybe that would be an idea for another Q&A session on Twitch. Maybe just like an AMA kind of a thing. I think, you know what? That's a good idea. I need to do an AMA one of these days. Because why not? And for those of you who don't know, an AMA is a session of Ask Me Anything, where basically if you have any questions, I'm free to answer anything, hopefully about tea. But I mean, if I'm saying ask me anything, then it's anything is up for grabs, basically. But yeah, I do that one of these days. Oof, okay. I think I've covered it all for now. So thank you all for joining me once again. I am back in the saddle and I'm raring to go. So, oh, excuse me. We are going to get new things going during the year, and We'll see where I end up. All right. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. It has been a wonderful experience, and I will see you next time. Bye.